If you just drift along, you'll ride the train to 65 by default. But if you wake up, you can choose to step off earlier and enjoy.
If you're stepping past 59 and still believe you'll work until 65, pause for a moment. You're about to enter one of the rarest stages of life, the youth of your senior years. It's a short window where you hold all three things we've chased our whole lives: time, money, and health. But if you're not careful, you might lose it before you even realize it. And you are watching Next Chapter 50, where the second half of life becomes a brand new beginning. We have time, we have money, and we have health. But usually we only hold two of those three at the same time. Think back to your younger years. You had plenty of time and health, but most of us didn't have much money then. As we grow older, we've usually saved up some money, hopefully kept our health, and still have time ahead of us. But in reality, it's not that much. By the time we reach 60, most of us have fewer than 1,000 weeks of healthy, active life left, and only about the first 500 of those are what I call the youth of our senior years. I chose to retire at 59, following my own advice after 20 years as a career advisor. This isn't just my personal experience, but also what I witnessed while helping hundreds of others. And next, I want to share a word of caution, because in the United States, many people simply assume that retiring at 65 is the norm. If you tell your friends that you plan to keep working until 65, most of them will nod in agreement as if it's the most natural thing in the world. In the United States, the idea that 65 is the standard retirement age has become so ingrained in our culture that it feels like a default path. No one questions, but if you say you want to retire at 50, 55, or even 59, you'll see skeptical looks, hear objections, and get plenty of questions. Many people will blurt out, "Why would you want to do that? You're still healthy, you can still keep working." And that's exactly how so many of us drift along without ever really asking if we're on the right path. The danger of the default is that it keeps us on autopilot, heading towards 65 as if it's the safe landing point, without realizing we might be losing the most valuable stage of our lives. That stage is the youth of our senior years, when we still have health, a portion of time, and some financial stability to actually enjoy life. If we only keep pushing towards 65, too many fail to see the harsh truth. Only about half of us will actually make it there as planned. The rest will be forced to stop early because of sudden illness, unexpected layoffs in a workforce where age discrimination is very real, or the responsibility of caring for aging parents, spouses, or family members. And by the time it happens, we realize those healthy, free years have slipped away, and it's far too late to get them back. Imagine spending all your most vibrant years at 60 just sitting at a desk, waiting for 65 like it's some promised finish line. By the time you reach it, your health may already be fading, and your chance to explore, to travel, to chase unfinished dreams may be gone. That's why I want you to be cautious. Don't let society's default steal from you the chance to live fully during this short but priceless chapter of life. Many of us, when thinking about retirement, tend to focus only on the question of how much money we've saved, whether our bank account is enough to last a lifetime. Money is indeed important because it provides security. But if we only look at that number, we forget something far more valuable, and that is our health. Money can be measured and calculated down to the last cent, but health is something no one can truly measure or guarantee. You can plan your finances for the next 5 or 10 years, but you cannot know for sure if you'll still be healthy tomorrow. And that is the greatest risk, because health can vanish in the blink of an eye. We've all seen it happen. A friend, a colleague, even a family member who seemed perfectly fine, then suddenly faced a serious illness or passed away too soon. These stories remind us that health is fragile, and if we spend our lives piling up money while waiting for 65 to finally rest, we may discover that we no longer have the strength to enjoy it. On top of that, healthcare costs are a massive burden that many underestimate. According to the latest statistics, after age 65, the average person needs around $165,000 just for medical expenses not covered by Medicare. And Medicare, which many people see as a safety net, doesn't actually cover everything. It only pays about 80%, and the rest is up to you with no upper limit. That doesn't include medications, long-term care, or unexpected bills. That's why preparing for health is not as simple as waiting until 65 for Medicare to take over. What really matters is being proactive early, from maintaining a healthy lifestyle, exercising, and eating well, to researching and choosing the right supplemental insurance while you still can. Because once your health is gone, no amount of money can buy back the years of vitality you've lost. Which means if you only worry about building wealth and neglect your health, when you finally stop working, you may realize that all the money in the world is meaningless if your body no longer allows you to live fully. If this video inspired you, hit like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Comment yes if you agree, no if you don't. When it comes to planning for old age, many people think only about optimizing their bank account, making sure their money will be enough and never run out. But the truth is, when lying on a hospital bed or looking back at life, no one regrets not having optimized their savings account. They regret not having lived fully, not having experienced the things they could have done. That's why instead of only optimizing money, we need to optimize life. This means valuing the time when we are still healthy and strong enough to pursue our dreams, to check off the items on our personal bucket list. The years between 55 and 65, or even 60 and 70, are incredibly precious. Because by then, we usually have some financial stability, enough health to travel and explore, and the maturity to understand what truly matters to us. If we keep postponing, waiting until our bank account feels absolutely safe, we may find that our body no longer allows it, that our energy and health have slipped away. Imagine always wanting to travel the world, to write a book, or to spend more quality time with family, but constantly telling yourself you'll save it for after retirement. One day you look back and realize the chance is gone because your body can no longer handle it or unexpected health issues have appeared. To optimize life means daring to step out of your comfort zone, to embrace and use every day of health and vitality instead of saving everything for a distant future that may never come. Living out your bucket list is not wasteful. It is the very way to reduce regret later on. Because money can be saved and grown, but time and health can never be recovered. Optimizing life means choosing the right moment to live fully, so that when you look back, you can smile, knowing you did not waste the most valuable years of your life. One of the greatest challenges when thinking about retirement is the fear of leaving behind the structure and stability that work provides. For many of us, our jobs are not just a source of income, they are a source of identity, community, and purpose. Walking away from colleagues we have built relationships with, from routines that have shaped our days for decades, and from the sense of accomplishment that comes with our role, is not easy. On top of that, there is the comfort of the steady paycheck, the flow of money arriving twice a month like a river that never stops. That steady stream provides reassurance that even if we overspend, make a poor investment, or treat ourselves too generously, new money will always be on its way. To give that up feels like stepping into the unknown, and it is natural for the thought of leaving it behind to cause anxiety and hesitation. Yet no matter how much we resist, the reality is that at some point each of us will have to step away from work. Unless we truly plan to work until the day we die, the transition is inevitable. The question is not if we will stop, but when, and what condition we will be in when it happens. If we wait too long, hoping to hold on to security, we may find that by the time we finally let go, our health has deteriorated and our energy is gone, leaving us unable to enjoy the freedom we worked so hard to earn. That is why it is worth considering whether it might be better to leave while we are still strong, still healthy, and still capable of pursuing the experiences that matter to us. It does not mean ignoring financial responsibility or acting recklessly, but it does mean recognizing that clinging to the river of money can keep us from living fully. The courage to step away is not about abandoning security, but about choosing the right moment to trade the steady paycheck for the time and vitality to create memories, follow passions, and live without regret. When people think about retirement, many measure it only in terms of financial security. They tell themselves that if they just work a few more years, save a little more money, then they will finally feel safe stepping away. But what few are willing to admit is that the cost of those extra years is not just a number in the bank. It is the last precious stretch of youth and vitality in their later life, the years when they still have the strength and energy to live fully. Do not trade away those years of health and freedom just to buy a little more financial certainty. Money may grow with time, but once health and youth are gone, they never come back. Imagine yourself at 60, still strong enough to climb mountains, travel the world, sit for hours with your grandchildren, or even start a dream project you've carried for decades. Now imagine choosing to work until 65 for the sake of feeling secure. By the time you finally stop, your body may no longer allow you to do those things. So what did you really gain and what did you lose? This is the crucial lesson of trade-offs, and it is one many people only realize when it is too late. The sense of financial security is often just an illusion. Yes, you might add hundreds of thousands to your savings, but does that truly guarantee you will never face hardship or uncertainty? More money may accumulate, but illness, accidents, inflation, or unexpected medical costs will always remain variables. No plan can control completely. So is it worth giving up the healthiest, most energetic years of your later life for a certainty that never really exists? Each year you keep working past 59, ask yourself, what am I truly gaining and what am I truly giving up? You might be gaining extra income, but you are losing the chance to travel while you are still strong, to pursue unfinished dreams, or to spend more meaningful time with loved ones. Money can always be saved a bit more year by year, but the moments missed with family, the trips never taken, the experiences left behind will not return. In the end, the real value of life is not found in the size of your bank account, but in the memories you create, the experiences you live, and the peace that comes from knowing you used your time well. Instead of chasing an illusion of perfect financial security, learn to balance and recognize when it is time to stop, to preserve your health, your youth, and your capacity to live meaningfully. That is the wisest and most lasting investment you can ever make. As we step beyond age 59, this is not just another milestone on the calendar, but a profound moment to reflect, reconsider, and make some of the most important choices for the rest of our lives. Retirement is not simply about leaving work behind, giving up steady paychecks, or closing a career chapter. It is about transitioning into a new stage where we must carefully weigh the balance between finances and life itself, between the comfort of certainty and the precious opportunity to live fully while we are still healthy. Too often, we are haunted by the question of whether we have enough money to last until the end, and that fear of scarcity pushes many to keep working, to keep saving, and to delay dreams and joys. But the truth is that money alone does not guarantee a happy and fulfilling older age. You may have all the wealth you hoped for, but if health and energy are gone, it becomes meaningless. On the other hand, if you learn to find balance, to treasure the time your body still allows you to move freely and enjoy life, you will see that the greatest value lies in experiences, in memories with family, in journeys taken, and in the peace of mind that comes from truly living. That is why this stage calls for deep self-reflection. Each of us needs to ask, what do I want for my later years? What matters most to me? Am I willing to sacrifice a few numbers in my account for the chance to create lasting memories with loved ones, to finally pursue dreams left undone? This is when awareness becomes crucial, because if we focus only on financial certainty, by the time we achieve it, our bodies may no longer allow us to enjoy what we have worked for, and then we may look back with regret, realizing we let the best years slip away. The message here is to live with courage and honesty, to follow your true priorities, and not let society's defaults or fear dictate every decision. Choose a path of balance, where money is planned carefully, but life is placed at the center. Share your reflections and your stories, because each experience has the power to inspire others and remind us all that the ultimate priority is not absolute certainty, but the ability to embrace and live fully during the healthy years we still have. Hit subscribe if you want more content like this. Comment more if you're ready for the next one.